Good afternoon, guys. I'm making this video, and I attempted to make this video the other day, but for some reason, when I upload a video from my cell phone, it won't go through. It fails the upload on YouTube for some reason. I don't know what's going on with it. So I'm just going to do it straight from the computer. If there's a delay, see what I mean? I don't know if you can see that on your end, but there's a delay. I apologize for the Chinese movie lips, I guess you'd say. Are you going to, first of all, let's all stop for 1 minute every day and wish the beautiful mother of my child and excellent mom very, very, very happy birthday. So today's her special day. So when you see Sharon, make sure you say happy birthday. Or you can just leave them in the comments of this video, and she would appreciate that.
Thank you.
She's hiding right now. So, anyway, I'm sorry. Hold on, guys. I'm just gonna pull something up here. I want to see something. Let's see. Alright, so this video is about it's old news. It's from like 2014. Daniel Holtzclaw, who's a police officer in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. He was arrested for 13 counts, 13 or 18. But they wanted 36. So he was arrested on like 36 counts of rape and oral sodomy, and he was only charged. I shouldn't say only. He ended up being charged with, I think 13 charges. So
I got 236 years in prison.
236 years in prison. So I want you guys to all go and YouTube this guy's name. Daniel Holtzclaw. Holtzclaw. He made, so here's what he's accused of. He's accused of, he was on his way home from work the one night. He had a take-home car, so he probably worked 6 to 2 a.m., or he worked 6 at night, or 2 in the afternoon to 2 a.m., because I think they said they was working 12-hour shifts. Anyway, he stopped his car, a red Grand Am, because it was swerving. He had black tinted windows, couldn't see inside. Stops it, approaches the vehicle, finds out it's a middle-aged, well, actually more than middle-aged. She was almost 60 years old. Black female. So.
Say black female for a reason.
Yes. Saying black female for a reason, and you'll know why in a little bit. So he ends up knowing this girl. She's a known, yeah, he knew her. She was known. He didn't run her. He couldn't run her. The computer was down, and he didn't use his radio. He knew. She did.
She was someone that had no history.
She did have a criminal history.
Nope.
She was arrested. How do you think we found out about that?
In 1980 and 1980s, but they found out that during.
Alright, well, it doesn't even matter. It finds out She has no criminal history for exception of an arrest from the 80s. It was a drug arrest. She admits to smoking weed a little bit. He asked for consent to search the vehicle. She gives him consent. Goes in the car. Has her sit in the back seat of his car while he's searching the vehicle, which is protocol. You're not going to have someone sitting on the side of the road that you can't watch them, especially if you don't have another officer there. I'm going to point out all his mistakes that I think he made and why I think he made these mistakes. I'm trying not to be biased at all in this. Everyone that watches my channel should know that I cannot stand dirty cops. Any dirty cop, I want them off the road and in jail just as much as everybody else. So he's searching the car. She tells him that she has some pills in the car. He goes through her purse, finds some pills, but they were prescribed to her. They were oxys. And goes back to the car to speak to her. She's in the car. He's standing there with the door open. Oklahoma City does not have dash cams at this time or body. I don't know if they do at this point. I'm sure they do after this whole incident. But at that time, they did not. So there's no documentation of this stop whatsoever, which is a huge mistake on his part. You're stopping a female of any race or any age at all in the middle of the night. You have no you need to document it. He should have called in. Even if he didn't want to call it over the air, he could have called communications through your cell phone.
He shouldn't have been able to
Yeah, they said that he sat in the car at one point with her to speak to her, which I thought was very odd. But when you review all these videos about this guy, because there's tons of them, you're going to find out that, in my opinion, he just wanted to really be that community police officer, where instead of making an arrest, he would get these women or guys or whoever, these drug addicts, in programs to help them. And I think that's great. But so he asks her, it ends up cutting her loose. She goes, she leaves. What? Okay, I thought she went right to the hospital. No, she went to the police station.
She went to her family's house, told them what happened, and then they convinced her to report it.
Okay, so I guess she went home, and her family convinced her. She accused Daniel of raping her or forcing her to perform oral sex on him. They convinced her to go to the hospital. They do what's called a rape kit out there is called a SANE kit. It's a sexual assault nurse exam. They did that. Absolutely 100% negative on every part of that SANE test. Not one piece of DNA, no signs of any sexual assault. She goes down to the police department and reports it. No, they went to the hospital, right? Yeah, I'm sorry. So obviously, if you report a rape, the hospital has to notify the police. So detectives go out to the hospital to question her. She ends up.
She gave a description that did not match him.
Okay, yeah, she gives up. They ask for a description of Daniel, and let me go back. I forgot to tell you what another mistake he made on that traffic stop is, and he admitted to doing this all the time. He had a bad habit of doing it. Was he would sign off as MDT, which is the computers in the police cars, and department policy says if you have a take-home car, you're not allowed to sign off of it until you arrive at your home, at your residence, which I think is stupid. If you are off duty, you're signed off like 10/7 with comm center or communications or whatever they consider it out there. You shouldn't have to have that on.
But at the same time, that's the reason why, though, so that way if an incident does happen, they can see his GPS.
It's because, like she said, it's for the fact that you're driving home, you see a car accident, you're obligated to act. So whether you're on duty or off duty, you're still in uniform in a marked police car.
And he was allowed to pull her over off duty. He was allowed to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some people don't know that. They think that you can't.
No. You can pull. Listen, guys. You have a take-home car. You're off duty. I don't care if you're driving to the car wash to wash your take-home car. If you see a violation, you could stop that person. On duty, off duty, it doesn't matter. You can have gym shorts on and a tank top, and you're going to the car wash, and you see someone run a red light, you are basically obligated, especially if it happens right in front of you, to stop that car. And no, you really can't act on it, but you have 100% authority to hold him for an on-duty cop to arrive. So,
I would also sort of know if on that night there was also another officer working in that same area at that same time. That's an important fact.
okay, that is true. There was another officer working, a black officer. He was working at the same time.
And again, we say a black male officer because it's a point.
I don't care. I'm not trying to be mean, guys, but if you think I'm racist in this video, you don't have to watch it. I'm not gonna. I'm not tiptoeing around the race card anymore. I'm tired of it. I'm not racist. We're not racist at all. But you're gonna find out when you watch the video why I'm saying these facts.
Why we're saying black male,
right,
male, Asian or whatever. Yeah.
So, so he goes. I lost track. Where the hell is it?
Alright, so she reports it, she gives a description which doesn't match the officer that they originally charged. He goes into work the next day. He gets pulled in by the sex crimes detectives.
Okay. So, yeah, he goes in and work the next day. Sex crimes is waiting for him. Tells him he's got to report to the detective bureau. Goes in there for questioning. They 2-hour interview. Female detective is the lead detective. I should have her name. I'm sorry, I don't, but I guess it's kind of really. And then the male. But the point of this whole thing is, you're going to see when you watch this, there's so much corruption. Number one, his constitutional rights were violated. His department rights were violated. They never offer him an FOP rep. He didn't ask for one, and I think that's kind of silly. But I think in his head he thought he was innocent of these accusations. So a lot of guys think when you lawyer up, it makes you look guilty, so they don't. But I don't care. Like, for instance, I've been accused once of sleeping in my car when I was on duty, and they did an investigation on it. And until the investigation was through, as soon as they told me they were having an investigation on it and wanted to ask me questions on it, I knew exactly right away I didn't do anything. So, but they ended up suspending me until their investigation was done, and I was like, "Where's my rep?" So, and I beat that. I proved my innocence in that. They had to reinstate me, take that out of my file. Uh, so that was just two idiots trying to cause problems for a cop that probably liberals that can't stand cops. But anyway, so he goes in, he's getting questioned by these people. They're like, and you'll see if you watch the interview, they're kind of like really unprofessional. I think they're doing it in a way to build a rapport with Daniel, as far as like, you know, like you'll hear them talk about masturbation, and like the female detective actually like tells him like what hand she masturbates with.
So does the male.
So does the male. And instead of saying masturbating, like they're like, "Did you jerk off?" Like, and I think they were doing that to build a rapport. Like, they were more friends. The less professional it is, the more comfortable he should feel. I think is stupid, especially when you're investigating a crime of that severity. So they ask him all these questions, and he's like, "No, no, no, I didn't do any of this. I stopped her. Um, I just wanted to go home. You know, I didn't." And they're like, "How long was the traffic stop?" It ended up being 15 minutes. They said 15 minutes was way too long for a traffic stop. Guys, anyone out there that's in law enforcement should know 15 minutes. I've had a lot of traffic stops go way over 15 minutes. It doesn't. I've had traffic stops that lasted for a minute. I've had traffic stops last an hour. If you don't know what you're going to run into. And she's like, "Well, 15 minutes is way too much for a traffic stop." Says who?
So they questioned him about like what his time on the traffic stop. That's why that was one of the.
Yeah, his time on the traffic stop wasn't matching up with what he was stating. And he basically said that he went in, he searched the car, and it adds up to me. You approach the car, you talk to them for like 3 to 5 minutes. She gives consent to search the car. You got to put her in the car. Then you got to go search the car. Searching the car can take up to 10 minutes, if not longer. It depends how thorough you're searching it.
He did a quick search, he said.
Okay, so he did a quick search. Went back to the car, asked her if she was, well, I think he patted her down before she got in the car. He patted her down with the back of his hands, and he only patted her around her waist. He asked her if she had anything under her shirt. She lifted her shirt up to like her ribs, and that was about it, just to show her waist. He didn't even touch her butt or her breast, even with the back of his hands. He was just concerned about a weapon in her waistband.
He asked her if she had anything in her bra.
Oh yeah, he asked her if she had anything in her bra, and she went like this. And she offered, she goes, "You could search if you want."
She said, "Do you want me to show you?"
No, she said, "You could check if you want."
No, she told the
whatever.
officer, "Do you want me to show you?"
But, so, he's like, "No, absolutely not." At that point, I would have been like, "Listen, we called in on the road at 2 o'clock in the morning with a female." That part, but some of these things I think he was only on the job for 3 years. So some of these things could be rookie mistakes. That kind of rookie mistake should be made when you first come out of the academy, if made at all. Not 3 years out of the job. So I'm not biased because I'm going to say he's wrong for doing certain things. But rape and sodomy, he's not guilty of. This was on a busy road. It may not have been busy at 2 o'clock in the morning. So they find a business across the street. They pull up the surveillance. And she said she was on her way to her family's house, her mom's house, her aunt's house. And her aunt's house, I believe she said she was going to. And well, it's the heat. She goes home, or goes to her aunt's. That's where they convince her, blah, blah, blah. But in the video, she says she's going, I don't know the directions. She was traveling, let's say she was traveling northbound, and he stopped her. And she said she was going to her aunt's house. When he let her go, he keeps going, and she does a U-turn. So, no, he didn't.
He does the U-turn. She went straight. He was gonna.
No, that Michelle Malkin said she did the U-turn.
No.
Alright, maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe he did make the U-turn.
So he was gonna follow her home because her license was suspended.
Oh, that's what it was. She said that he followed her home. And they asked him that. And he's like, no. And in the video, it shows he does a U-turn. She keeps going the way she was originally proceeding.
He was originally going to, but she was taking too long, so he decided to.
And that would have been stupid too if he did. Why follow her home? She had a suspended driver's license for, I don't know, like 3 years or something.
3 decades.
Or 3 decades. So automatically, right away, this girl, she admits to having weed, or had smoked weed. That was another mistake he made. He didn't see if she was safe to drive. But he should have. That could have avoided all this. Also could have made it worse. Because this lady ended up getting away scotch-free with a warning, and she runs and says this guy rapes her. Or forces himself on her. Now, they asked, was his pants down? She said no, that she performed oral sex on him through his pants, through the zipper of his pants. All cops out there is going to know this is pretty much hard to do without leaving evidence. He supposedly pulled his penis through his zipper and through his uniform pants. But he was wearing compression pants and spandex underwear. The compression pants didn't have any trap door in them. So there's no way, I'm getting there, there's no way that he could have pulled his penis through unless he ripped a hole in them, which I doubt he's going to do. His shirt was over it, and then the flap for his vest was also. That all goes in front of your crotch. And then he had the straps hooked to his socks to hold his shirt down. So, sorry guys, I don't see how he did that. And even if he did somehow, let's just say he was wearing those compression pants and they did have a trap door on them, and she did perform that, the front of his pants would be a mess. So they never asked him. He stated that they asked him for his underwear, and he said that he said they asked him about his clothes. He said that he washed his underwear and he went home and changed that night. But they never asked him for the underwear. Like, why would you ask to process his uniform for DNA? And they said they were going to look for vaginal fluid on it. Why would you look for vaginal fluid if she wasn't even accusing him of having sexual intercourse? I didn't think about that until now.
That was part of the defense's cases. Why?
So
why didn't they ask for his compression shorts and stuff like that?
And guys, like officers out there that knows that in any kind of sex crime, accusation of rape, first thing I'm going to look for, DNA wise, is going to be, especially when they say oral sodomy, I'm going to say saliva and semen. The first 2 things I'm looking for. And instead of telling him that in the interview, like, hey, just so you know, we're going to be checking your uniforms for saliva and semen, they said to him, just so you know, we're looking for skin cells. Why the hell would you look for skin cells? Skin cells are all over the place. Skin cells are just basically like a fingerprint. They can be transferred so easily. It's not even funny. I mean, you could go to the store, put your hand on the conveyor belt by the register. Someone else grabbed the same spot as you did, and then they have your skin cells on their hand. People don't realize how they shed.
Or for instance, if you handcuff somebody or pat them down, skin cells are then
Right.
also transferred.
And well, why would they be on the crotch of his pants? Well, I don't know. Maybe when he went to go to the bathroom and he unzipped his pants, he took his clothes off or whatever, they got him. But it's funny when they process the evidence. Number one, you'll see in the video, they are terrible. They contaminate the evidence pretty bad.
The whole investigation was like botched. They killed it.
Guy collects his uniforms. Instead of laying down paper, put his uniform down, rolling it in paper, and then, well, first wiping down the area first, real good, with gloves on, then lay your paper down, then roll the uniform in it, then put it in the bag with gloves on, and then you seal it with evidence tape, and you mark it. And each clothing, if it's a shirt, uniform shirt, that would be one bag. Uniform pants, that would be one bag. Socks, one bag. You don't take, and they just took his whole uniform that he had on, threw it in the bag like they were going to the laundromat. No gloves, nothing. Doesn't even show on the video, and I'm not saying they didn't, but it doesn't show on the video that he sealed it with evidence tape.
Or that it marked it for, like...
Yeah, the chain of custody was a mess. Like,
he didn't write down.
Shit like that, like people could just seriously, like really end up being prosecuted for shit like that. So he tells them, listen, the same test. They said, you want to take a polygraph? He goes, yeah, do the polygraph, do the same test, do all the DNA, get everything you want. I want this done and over with. They accuse him of being robotic because he wasn't all hyped up about it.
Sociopath.
So what? You know, call him a sociopath. I'm sorry about the light, guys. It's terrible. So he's like, just like this, like his arms didn't move like one time, and no fidgeting. You don't see his legs bouncing. You don't see his knees shaking. You don't see his ankles going back and forth. Nothing. And they're like, and I get it. Like some people would jump up and be like, "Are you freaking kidding me? I didn't rape anyone. Do this, do that." A lot of guys. I mean, if you're that guilty and you don't shake your knee, you're not guilty. I'm sorry. You're gonna show some kind of, and it's you can't control it. So, should I turn a light on in here? Let's try it.
Like I said, the whole they contaminated the evidence so badly.
It's a little bit better.
It was, I don't know how they used it in court. It should have been thrown out.
Yeah, the evidence right there. Then they from this lady that originally, filed a complaint. They found no evidence or DNA about her at all. I think she changed her story too, didn't she? Once.
No, she was consistent. The only thing that's her description.
Her description. Now, Daniel Holtzclaw was 6'2". He was shredded, huge. This guy was like a bodybuilder at one point. He was going to go in the NFL. He just never got drafted.
He was part white, part Asian.
No, he was part white, part Japanese. Japanese. Look it up. So,
230 pounds, you said?
I don't know his weight, but he was 6'2", with black hair or dark brown hair. I don't know if it's dark brown or black, but she said that he was like thick, like basically like chubby, and then he was
He had blonde hair.
blonde hair, and then he was
That his skin wasn't smooth.
yeah, he had bumpy skin.
But
They said like because he was like so into like working out and bodybuilding. Any people know that bodybuilders out there like really take care of themselves. They'll shave their arms, they put lotion on. Like some of these guys are like chicks. So his skin was smooth. So so this interview went on and on and on, and so they ended up releasing, and then they went through his whole call history of like radio transmissions, all his radio transmissions, and they, instead of looking for any females that he possibly could have, you know, assaulted. You just say the word. They still hear you. Yeah. So if he supposedly assaulted all these women, why wouldn't you just check all women? Instead of that, they only checked for black females. Why? Just because the first person happened to be black? So what? I'm white, and I think a lot of black women are very attractive. Doesn't mean I don't like white women.
The profile that they made up for him was that
he was racist.
He was racist. He was a sociopath who was, I guess, trying to assault. So his main target was middle-aged black females, low income, criminal histories.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for in a lady.
Drug addicts. That was
my qualities. They're good qualities to look for.
That they made for his like assaults. So.
You too. I don't know. No, she's got a job. I want the welfare drug addict, please. And oh, she goes to the gym. She looks good. Yeah, no, I want the 60-year-old, please. Come on, that was another thing. Like his girlfriend was a real good-looking girl. He was not trying to be funny here, but he was a good-looking guy. Mm-hmm. The guy could have got any girl he wanted. And they're accusing him of only attacking these women. Come on, it just didn't fit. It didn't add up. And then
also let it be known though, throughout his whole life up until then, he showed no signs of being aggressive to women at all. He showed no signs of being aggressive to any type of black females or any races.
There's proof. There's pictures of him with his friends that in college were black. So he wasn't racist. And another thing, you're racist. I said this the other night. And this goes for vice versa. If you're a black guy and you're racist, you're not gonna want anything to do with any white women. Like racist people are gonna be like, no, I don't want it. I'm messing around with that white girl. No, and same thing for white guys. They're not gonna want to go with black girls if they're racist. Yeah, I'm racist, but I want to sleep with a black girl. This doesn't make sense. So, that was bullshit.
They could not find one person from his whole entire life
that said anything negative about
him. Only positive things, that he was a good person, he cared about people, he always tried to help, he was patient, he was calm, he was a leader, like everything positive. They could not find one person that said one negative thing about him.
This guy pissed off the wrong cop. Or the wrong, whatever ranking officer he pissed off. He pissed off someone high up.
I told you what happened. Another officer did it. But because that officer was black, and all the stuff with Black Lives Matter was going on there, they didn't want to bring attention to a black officer.
What?
So they had to switch
Good
it
girl.
to somebody who was not African American.
No.
So that way they didn't bring all that commotion, all
Because you
that
just
trouble
ate.
from Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, Black Lives Matter and the Black Panthers were all over this. They were out for blood. And this is right after where was that? That
It was there when they had the whole rioting.
trademark. What was his name?
I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, I forgot.
What about it was like Freddie Gray and all that.
So the shootings of the black men.
Okay, we're not gonna do this. Daddy's making a video, so.
They were already trying to deal with that and get that off their back and not bring attention to them.
Hi.
Say, please subscribe to our channel.
Please subscribe to my channel.
And
Share. And hit the notification button.
And hit the notification.
Good job. Say, if you guys don't subscribe,
Hey guys.
if you don't subscribe, I will cry.
I don't think I could. Yeah.
Yeah, you could. Say subscribe. Subscribe.
Subscribe.
Very good.
Perfect.
Or I will cry.
I will cry.
Good job.
Good job.
Alright, so if you guys don't subscribe, you're hurting this little girl's feelings. And that's messed up. So, I'm just kidding, guys.
I think
So-
we should do another part, like a second part to this, because the videos get very long. We put some links and down below.
No, I'm gonna just keep going. I don't care. Hmm?
I'll be able to upload it. Finish it.
Why won't I?
It's only too long.
Alright, we have to make a second part, guys. So we'll see you in part 2.